Hello. So far, we have seen Feign client successfully communicated with the server. For that, we have seen only sample method which we have written version details like a string method we have taken. Now we will see how Feign client can send student details to server, and that server will take that request and will send to MongoDB and it will insert. So that means as part of CRUD operations, we can try to add the record. So for that, Feign client need these details. As a producer, as a server side programmer, so server side programming will share these details, saying that fine client you can use this path. So root path is a student, and here root path is a student, and child path is add record. So this method, this path producer will give to the client, and also saying that this is the method you need to use the signature and response entity and store method. Based on this, client need to prepare the program how Feign client can communicate with the server. So as a Feign client, these details will get it. Then Feign client also need to use as a request, like a student details we need to send to the server, and server need to save it in DB. That means a student object also we need to create from the Feign client. So let us see, we can try to create the details. We can try to create the object like a student. Then we are going to use this method signature everything, and we are going to use this path. So these details we need to maintain at a client interface. Then from the controller we can implement. So let us see, first we will create the student object over there in Feign client. So go to Feign client, and here we do not have object. So for that you need to create a vivo package. We have to create the package name dot vivo. So there you have to create a student. So student is what kind of object? So it is a capital S. You can see here student.java. Student.java. And for that, in our DB record details are these are the details like a student name, student number, student address. ID nothing but name, student name. So we can create exactly object properties are std name, std number, std address. So we have to create as per the object. So for that we need to create one constructor also, public student super, and now you can create attributes private string std name, private string std number, private string std address. These are the details we need to create, and we can create the setters and getters. Setters and getters. Now object is created. Then as I said, in interface we need to create the required method. So what we can do, since the producers as a server said they are going to share these details, so we can take these details as it is from the server side programming. So root path is student, so we can also verify whether that is correct or not. Here student and add record, so we can give student add record, and this is a student S. This is the method signature, and you can import. Now response entity we can import. We are importing. Now request body also we can import, and student also, student object also we can import. Then finally we can make it this one. Now this method signature we need to implement it a controller side. So go to here and try to define. So here we can define our own path. You can give anything. So you can say like Feign client and add record you can say. And here implementation you have to give. So for implementation we can take return client dot store student details. So we have to store the object details. Then again we have to give here post mapping. We have to import. Then this student import object we need to import. Then we can do. Then everything is ready. So we just have using controller we are calling user client, that is interface, but this is our own path. We can give our own path, but in interface we have to follow the whatever the path suggested by the server side programming or else a producer side programming. And as a consumer we have to define this is the method signature, and which they defined exactly same, because these details they will share it as a server side programmer. They will share the details, what kind of URL, what kind of path, what kind of method signature, and what kind of request object. All those details they will share it to the Feign client. Based on that Feign client we need to define. So now we can run this one and we will see whether this one will work or not. And this is a add program. As part of CRUD program we are going to create a one record. We are going to add the record. So we can run this one and see. And as I said earlier, this will register at Eureka client. From there, we need to test it. And server is started, and go to here and you can refresh and verify whether server started or not. So looks like it got started. Feign client is started. So it is running on 8081. Then take this URL, then go to Postman, and since it is a post mapping we have to write post mapping, and we need to verify whether that is a post or not. Feign client, this is a post mapping, so it is a post mapping, and that path also we need to verify. So here post, and you can say student. So ours is a Feign client add record. So body we need to send it. I already created this one. We will send it. Charles and student number 985, student address Canada. If everything is correct, we will get the student response 200. And if everything is correct, in MongoDB we are having as of now 5 records. I am refreshing, still 5 records are there. So when we are hitting Postman, we need to get these details. Then in MongoDB, it will become will become as a 6. So now let us see. I am going to hit. Before that, Feign client add is correct or not. So you have to verify in Feign client. You have to verify in controller Feign client add. So client is a small. We have to use small. Otherwise, we will get the error. So here Feign client is small. Then send, and we can see 200 response, we got it. That means request is success, object is inserted now. And you can also verify. You can go to MongoDB and you can refresh. It will become 6 records. See, you got the 6th record, and that name also Charles 985 and student address Canada. This is about Feign client. Using client Feign client, we are inserting the details or a record with the help of server-side programming. Server-side programming also will take the help from Eureka server client. This is how Feign is communicating with the server, and then it is ensuring. So as of now, we have seen the add record. In our next session, we will see how to retrieve those details, how to update those details, and how to delete those details. Till then, thank you.